Hello everyone, how are you doing? Today we'll see how to fill the 2023 US DV lottery program. So if you are interested in this lottery program and want to win and process for further processing steps, you have to follow the instructions properly. So in order to fill and register for this DV program, we have to get the right website, among others fraud websites. So you have to choose www.dvprogram.state.gov. Then at the middle of the page, when you click begin entry, an authentication code will appear and you'll insert this number, which is written in alphabet and number, and then you'll press submit. Now you can start filling as you see the form. First, you'll fill your last name or family name, middle name, first name, and then the gender, male or female. As you see, you can say male. Thirdly, you can fill the date of birth, month, date, year, and the city where you were born. You can fill any, Cairo, you can say, and the country where you were born, Egypt. Country of eligibility for the DV program. It can be the same, that is eligibility and the country of born can be the same. But if you are claiming eligibility to the country where you were born, you have to click on yes. If not, you must enter the country from which you are claiming eligibility and you can fill that country. The seventh step is to submit an entry for this DV program. You must currently possess a valid or an expired passport, unless it's exempted. There are cases when exemption takes place. So, firstly, if you have this passport number, you have to fill the name on the passport, which is written on the passport, the first name, middle name, and last name, and the passport number, and the passport expiration date in month, day, and year, and the country or the authority of the issuance for this passport. You can select. And passport exemption, there are cases. I'm not required to submit passport information because I am. The first one is stateless or no nationality. The second one is a national of the communist controlled country and unable to obtain a passport from my government. The third one, that if you don't have a passport, you can choose this one, unable to obtain a passport, blah blah blah, because of this. You can see different examples of good and bad photos. So in order to add your photo, you have to click on choose new photo and you can add your acceptable photograph. Now let us see something about how to have a proper photograph. There are photographs which are underexposed and overexposed. Underexposed photographs are photographs where little light was recorded. A more pronounced underexposed exposure makes your image too dark. Correcting underexposed photo is easy. The methods are adding more light on the scene, changing your f-bar stop. In this case, you'll stop up, that's moving your mirror reading from f/8 to f/5.6. And overexposed photographs are photographs where too much light was recorded. A more pronounced exposed image will lose details in your highlights or black looking contrast. Similarly, correcting an overexposed photograph is easy. The methods are taking light away from the scene, change your f-bar stop. In this case, you will stop down, moving your mirror reading to f/8 instead of f/11, and increasing your shutter speed. As you can see, these are acceptable VISA photographs. See the high background, everything. Here also you see shadows and lighting. As you see, the photo is clear and in color, reproduces skin tone accurately, and it's properly exposed with no shadow. There is a glass. Glass is not allowed. You must remove for the photo. Here you see the size and position. An acceptable photograph. The head is centered. The correct size. You see here, resolution, print size, and quality. The photo is sharp without any visible pixels or printer dots. You see here, digital alteration and retouching. It is not required to touch, or to cropping is not allowed, which is unacceptable. Also here, you see pose and expressions. You have to directly face to the camera, and neutral expressions. Eye must be clearly visible. Now you see this photograph is acceptable. Hats is not allowed, but as you see, full face is visible, no shadows or clothing which obscures the face. But there are exceptions. It's allowed only for religious or medical purposes. In this photograph, the background, as you see, is plain, uniform, and acceptable, and white or off-white and free of shadow. During this program, the photograph for children's should be free of persons, and the face of the child should be facing to the camera with his eyes open. If you wanted to scan an existing photo, in addition to the digital image requirements, the existing photo must be in 2x2 inch, scanned at as a resolution of 300 pixels per inch. This is a digital image requirement. The dimension, the color, the file format, the file size, and composition. Here you see the paper photo head size template. As we have said, 2x2 inch photo, the height of the head 1 to 3/8 inch, which is 25 mm to 35 mm. The height of the eye should be 1/8 inch up to 1/3/8 inch, which is 28 mm to 35 mm. measured from the bottom of the footer. Here you see the proper size of the footer in percentage and a well composed footer composition examples. The 10th step is the country where you live today. You have to select the country where you live today, here. And the 11th one is the phone number, this country code. The 12th step is your email address and you will confirm it. And the third one is here you will choose your highest level of education you have achieved as of today. You can choose anyone. For example, university degree, you can say some master degree or doctoral degree. Select your commercial status. You can say unmarried, divorced, widow, legally separated. So if you are married, you will fill your children's under the age of 21 on the date of submission. Submit your entry. So here you have to include all your eligible children's. If you don't include all your children's, unless it leads to disqualification. If you feel carefully, then you have to press continue. Finally, you will get a confirmation number like this, but you have to keep this number with you for about 10 months to check the status, whether you have been selected for further processing. If you win the lottery, and you continue the remaining. Thanks.